welcome back to my channel. I know it's been quite a while since I've made like a decent video for this channel. That's because I can't really find anything else for the time being to do videos about besides Pixelmon and like maybe stuff from my books, which I should probably get back into, which honestly, I don't know. I'll look it over since I really don't have anything to do. Also, sorry I'm not wearing the glasses. Just a little life update before we get into this. This whole entire, basically the whole entire January and the beginning of February has been very, very hectic lately. First of all, my birthday was shitty, but I made it out through the rest of the week. I kind of tried to, make things better until the Saturday, which if you didn't know or don't follow me on social media, I wanted to get my ears pierced. That Saturday didn't go exactly how I planned it to, and Evan and his girlfriend came over, my mom came over, and everything has been just really hectic. So I've been trying, and I didn't go to school today because I didn't get my ears pierced again. I got them pierced yesterday, and I am deeply in love with them so much, the industrial and my upper lobes. So I stayed home today because they were hurting really bad in the morning, which sucks because it's hard to sleep at night. But my dad let me stay home and all of that. So yeah, and it's currently almost 3:30. Really nothing better to do. It's kind of snowing outside. And I was going to watch my Marvel chronological order list, but I can't because I don't have Ant-Man. So, I'm also sorry for the lighting if it gets kind of weird. But yeah, so that was basically kind of the life update for quite a while. I will be doing more Pixelmon, probably not for a while. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Anyways, today we're going to be reading, God, this website does not want to work for my computer. It's like 16 insane Pokemon fan theories. 16 utterly bizarre Pokemon fan theories. Some of these I may read over, so I'm sorry about that. And, yeah. The Pokemon franchise has been going strong since the American released the Red and Blue way back in 1998. Since then, the world has seen over 6 generations of Pokemon, countless remakes, and grand total of over 800 Pokemon. Launching alongside the Game Boy titles was critically acclaimed anime Pokemon, the original series, as of July 2017. They have been at least 6 different generations and 14 different seasons, totaling to almost 1,000 episodes and counting, following the popularity of games and anime. 14 different Pokemon films have been made, with so much media to dig through. It's so understandable that there's so many Pokemon fan theories and conspiracy theories. So a mystery remains unsolved, including the question about the original duo, Ash Ketchum and Pikachu. We will get your tinfoil hats ready because this list is going to dive into some of the weirdest Pokemon fan theories you've ever heard. God, this website is like broken. What's my computer? That's shit. Number 1, Ash never grows up. Reddit user Cocoa Kuroba discovered a clue that explained why Ash is permanently 10 years old. In the first episode of the original Pokemon anime, Ash encounters a legendary Pokemon, Ho-Oh. The Pokédex entries for Ho-Oh says, anyone seeing Ho-Oh is promised eternal happiness. The Reddit user believes that eternal happiness for Ash is being on a permanent Pokemon journey as a 10-year-old. Number 2. Pokeballs use quantum mechanics to convert Pokemon into light. Nerd alert! Reddit user Nameless88 came up with a very detailed and complex theory about how Pokeballs can use quantum mechanics to convert Pokemon into light to store them as data. Essentially, Pokemon convert matter into energy Pokeballs, exploit this in them, and force them to change and occur, storing them as data and light. There is some actual science to show that backs it up. Number 3. Yeah, these are going to be very short, by the way, but... Number 3. You play as the rival in Pokemon Sun and Moon, not the antagonist. Reddit user Shiny Breloom 2323 has a great theory on why Sun and Moon feel a little different from the other titles in the series. Howl is the atypical protagonist you'd normally play in the Pokemon titles. He is bland and seems to revolve around that single trait. He starts with a Pikachu, which in Red and is how Red and Ash, both protagonists, got started. He also arrives later than you, meaning you get to the location first. It means that you are similarly more to the rival, like Wally and Silver. Shiny Breloom 2323 explains, Howl isn't an obstacle to you, you are an obstacle to Howl. When you finally reach the Pokemon League, you are ahead of him. You've completed the Pokemon League in the same manner as Blue and surpassed him. You play the role of the stereotypic rival, and Haru plays the role of a stereotypical protagonist. It's one of the reasons you find his jolly nature so insufferable. You've been that way in every other game, so Sun is a change of pace due to his more adamant role in the scheme of things. You, unlike Haru, have multiple choices to choose from and more emotion to express. Number 4. Ash isn't Pikachu's first trainer. Reddit user 04 put together a very detailed and well-sourced theory on why Pikachu likely had another trainer before Ash. Think about it. They have a rocky start because Pikachu is too unruly for him to train. Pikachu has a unique Pokeball that fans rarely see because sometimes they must let him out to roam free all the time, which is why he's always out walking around with the gang. The list goes on, but the community seems to agree with this one pretty likely. Yeah, I mean, I can kind of see it. They kind of had a rocky start beforehand. So assuming that Pikachu's last trainer wasn't very good or something? I don't really know. Also, I dyed my hair as well and got a haircut. Kind of off topic, but oh well. Can't tell because... Number 5. Charizard permanently scarred some of Ash's Pokemon. Reddit user Friendly Teddy has a theory on why Ash, the Squirtle, and Bulbasaur never evolved. The Redditor speculates that Squirtle and Bulbasaur see Charmander rapidly evolved with Charizard in the span of a few episodes. The Water and Grass type are shocked to see their type friend change so much. Friendly Teddy writes, Charizard no longer obeys Ash, even as far as going to physically harm him. I believe that after seeing this, both Squirtle and Bulbasaur were traumatized, believing that evolution would completely change them and possibly cause them to hate their friend and trainer. As a result, they made an agreement between the two of them that neither would evolve, hence they lived the rest of their lives in their base forms. God damn, Charizard, you freaking creep. Number 6, AZ from X and Y actually represents players who abandoned the series. Reddit user Irish33 has some great insight on why AZ from Pokemon XY is so old and why it's such a unique connection with early Pokemon. In my theory, AZ represents the people that were attracted to Pokemon Red and Blue as kids, and today soar off the series because there's too many Pokemon or they're too complicated. Irish33 reasons AZ is much older than an adult as original Red and Blue players would be. He treasures a certain Pokemon that is no longer in the world and goes as far to destroy other Pokemon in his quest to revive the nostalgic partner. This could be a representative of the nostalgia the gamer hold into Ruby. In the end, he recalls that Pokemon. When they were children, they were fascinated with raising and finding new Pokemon. He remembers the joy of first discovering Pokemon, which could also be gamers of Ruby, RBY I meant, coming to terms with all the new generations of Pokemon and realizing that the franchise is still a great adventure. Number 7. Mew is an average of all existing Pokemon, and that's where his name comes from. Why are you assuming his gender? Mew's got no gender. God, this fucking website. Okay, this is a pretty nerdy. This one is pretty nerdy even by nerd standards. Reddit user Dino Dynamo Party has a theory of Mew's name and origin. In the statistics of popular meaning, the average is given Greek symbol mu, mu, which is pronounced very similar to mu. The definition of the average is sum of the values in the population divided by the number of values in the population. This means when you include all possible values of the average will be the number which shows a central tendency. Now, Mew is said to contain DNA of all other Pokemon in its body, but itself. It's not particularly strong. It could be possible that Mew actually represents the average Pokemon from which all of the other Pokemon are derived. Just like how the Mu contains all possible values, Mew contains DNA from all Pokemon. Does that make sense? Don't quite get it. Number 8, Pokemon Go is actually the first game in the Pokemon timeline. Twitter user, whatever, I'm not even going to try, got the ball wrong on this theory, and Reddit user MTWS25 connected all the pieces. They believe the gamers are currently living in the first Pokemon game in the Pokemon timeline. Before Gen 1, there's Pokemon Go. That explained because of not all original 151 were in Pokemon Go when it was released. Professor Oak had yet to complete the Pokédex for the Kanto region, and just like in the Safari song, when you encounter creatures in the street, trainers only throw recently invented Pokeballs to try and capture monsters without battling to weaken his opponents. That's because the concepts in strategic battles were not invented at this time. Trainers do not know how to teach their Pokemon new moves yet. They don't know how to level up their Pokemon yet, so they use candies. Those candies were overused in the future, and by the time Ruby takes place, they are very, very rare to find. Now they call them rare candies. MTWS25 further speculates the foundation of the Pokemon League had yet to be laid in the Go world, which is why gym leaders change all the time and there's no gym badges. They also theorize that Aerodactyl, Omanyte, and Kabuto are long extinct by the time Ruby, but can still be caught in Pokemon Go. Pretty interesting. Number 9. So, in all the Pokemon games, where's your dad? I don't have a dad. Oh my god, this website on my computer is so broke. Countless theories have been made about who your father is or why he's never present in any of the Pokemon games. Reddit user RedHair87 thinks everyone is trying too hard. If you put yourself in your shoes as a 10-year-old Japanese kid, it makes all perfect sense. For instance, the perennial question of Pokemon is where the hell is the main character's dad? The theories abound, but quite simply, he's probably just a salaryman and your mom's a housewife. A salaryman who works 6 days a week, crazy long hours, sometimes having to work half the country away, and only to come home on holidays. Seems simple to a Japanese kid. That's just your dad's salary man. Number 10. Lance's Pokemon from Silver and Gold were radioactive. Reddit user, whatever that name says, may have cracked the code on how Lance from Pokemon from Heart Gold and Soul Silver have 3 Dragonite at level 50, when Dragonair doesn't evolve until 55. The short version is Lance had 3 Dragonairs before going to Lake Rage, and the radio broadcast forced him into evolving early. Number 11. Professor Willow is geotagging in Pokemon Go. A Reddit user came up with a theory that puts many hearts at ease. What happens to all the Pokemon you transfer in Pokemon Go? Are they held captive? Are they killed? Are they turned into delicious candy? Probably, but the user believes that transferred Pokemon get geotagged by Willow and release. Candy represents the specific data you gain on them, and you use that data to train your Pokemon. Definitely a happier theory of what happens when you transfer Pokemon. Team Rocket are the good guys. Jesse and James just makes them look like idiots. Tumblr user and Reddit user team up for an in-depth analysis of Team Rocket over the years. Their motto is to protect the world from devastation, to unite our people within our nation, to denounce the evils of truth and love, to extend our reach to the stars above. The only stealing Team Rocket does the actual games is in order to save the planet from Mewtwo. Jesse and James from the anime were just a couple of clowns who ruined it for the rest of them. Number 13, Haunter killed Misty. Reddit user Spankler did some research and discovered in particular every Pokédex entry, trainers are warned to never let a Haunter lick them because it will steal your life away. When Ash's Haunter gave Misty a big ol' lick in the anime of episode 24, which might explain why she eventually left Ash and Brock behind to die alone. Oh, okay. That and because Haunter is scary. Number 14. The players are villains in Pokemon Go. Oh no, there's a little comic on it. Oh, the next one's gonna be fun. This is kind of a tag team between comic artist Tim Buckley and the Reddit user Reject Superstar, who theories of the gamers in Pokemon Go are all collectively playing as bad guys. Think about it: Team Instinct, Team Valor, Team Mystic. When was there ever a team in a Pokemon game that wasn't the antagonist? Buckley of Control Alt and Delete backed up this theory with a comic on where the sweet candy comes from. I'll read the comic. Professor Willow, I found this eerie, but I don't have room to care for him. Can I give him to you? Of course, I'll take care of this little guy. Here, you can have a candy from your other Pokemon. Thanks. And then he puts Eevee in like a grinder to make more candies. Number 15. Digimon are corrupted Pokemon files. This is gonna be fun. Some people feel that Digimon was just a bastardization of Pokemon. A Reddit user has a theory that backs this up. When Pokemon were created in the PC database, they were presumably a data file, so he theorizes what happens to the corrupt files. I think the Digimon universe is somehow interlinked or tapping into the network quarantined PC directory from corrupted Pokemon files. There are a lot of glaring similarities between Pokemon and Digimon. Affinity to elements, evolution, process, etc. If you look at the evolution process of the Digimon, it is initially very sporadic and uncontrolled. They revert backwards often until they develop the same mystery and process. Perhaps skilled Digimon are files that are being repaired / reconstructed. And number 16, Brock was cursed by Medusa. When the internet asks a question, a lot of weird answers comes out. This one comes from no one special with the share on Reddit when someone asked why Brock's eyes never open. Brock is cursed with the mystic eyes of Gorgon, Medusa. If he opens his eyes and looks at someone, they would turn into stone. This is why he became a rock-type Pokemon trainer, because he cannot turn stone into stone. I know I've read a few of these over, and I'm sorry, I'm just kind of reading what it says. Because God knows that this website is broken. And within that note, that is basically it. I hope you all enjoyed. If you're new to my channel and you love anime as much as I do, be sure to hit the subscribe button, give it a thumbs up. Also the bell so if I want to make videos, which is every Tuesday and Wednesday, which I change it every now and then, so I'm sorry about that. I love you guys, and I'll see you when I talk to you later. Bye bye.